Hey guys, today we're going to go over how to install the Nautilus new shower door. So we're getting rid of the heavyweight glass shower door, and we're going to go ahead and put in the Nautilus. So what you're going to need is a level, caulk, gun, measuring tape, handsaw or a powered saw, drill, screwdriver, pencil, just some of the things that they recommend you use when installing this. So to go ahead and get started, we're going to take our existing one out. We got 2 screws up top and about 3 screws on each side that we're going to take out. And then we have the bottom piece that we're going to have to kind of score around the bottom in order to get the silicone up. Just trying to cut it, make it easier to pull the bottom track up. Once we do that, there's going to be a lot of silicone that we're going to have to clean away, and probably a lot of gunk from water coming underneath. So if you want to stick around, we're going to go ahead and install this thing together. Catch you soon. Alright, as you can see here, we got everything ripped out. We're going to go ahead and have to get all this silicone, everything off the sides, and clean this bottom track really well. It has like a silicone based sealant on it. So we'll be back in about probably 15-20 minutes after all this is cleaned up, and we'll start the process of installing the new Nautilus shower door. Alright guys, we're back after a little while of trying to get the silicone and glue off from the existing one. A lot harder than anticipated. It was really on there. We did use some WD-40 in order to get the glue off. After you use this though, make sure you clean it very, very good so that the tape on the back of this will stick later on. Alright, so now that we got the glue off, we still have some holes that we need to address. We're probably going to put the screws back in these for sure. So 1, 2, 3, 4 screws put back in, and then we're going to silicone the screws. Alright guys, since I had to cut these off in order to get a flush, my new door to sit flush, I'm going to put a little bit of cork tape just to bump this out a little bit so I don't have any gaps in between the door. If I can show you here what I mean. So if you look closely back in here, you'll see there's a gap. Over here it's pretty good, but down here I do have a gap. So I'm going to put some cork tape on it, and I might need to do the same thing on this side. Actually, yeah, down on the bottom we'll need to do it. As you can see, there's a gap down here. So a little bit of cork tape to bump that out. Careful on this plastic, it's very sharp. I've already cut my fingers. So this is the cork tape. You can use foam tape if you have it. I'm just gonna stick it back there. Let's see. little bit more. Close, just gotta put a little bit more on the very bottom one. Just a little bit there. Just a little bit in the corner. Alright, and now we're going to go ahead and silicone. And as soon as I silicone these holes, I'm going to do the exact same on that side. And we'll pick it back up in about 2 or 3 minutes. Alright, I did add a couple of drywall, 1.25 drywall screws just to hold this in on the actual groove here. I'm just filling in the holes now with silicone. Going around my screw holes. And I'll show you what I did with the drywall screws. There you go, 1.25. And as you can see, this here is pretty loose, so we'll go ahead and sink one in right about here. Alright, now we got that done. We're going to go ahead and take our level, take the tape off our actual door, and get it stuck on there. Helps if the door's facing the right way. So, next thing you're going to need is your level. Make sure it's level. Alright, now for our next side rail. next thing we're gonna do after you get your both side rails stuck together, we're gonna go ahead and get the 2 clips out here to keep everything locked down, which will also put outward pressure on these to keep them against your walls. So let me take a quick measurement. Grab a tape measure. We're gonna take a measurement from this side to this side, and you want a 1/4 inch play on both sides. That way there'll be enough play to get them set inside here. We're gonna do that for the top and bottom. All right guys, after you get your measurements from this side to this side, you're gonna cut your rails. This is our rails we got cut here. We just used a regular hacksaw. You're gonna pop these little tabs off of the side here, and you're gonna wanna put it on one of these over here. Push it on there real good. And there is a groove here. So these little tabs, one of ours was broken from shipping. So we're gonna contact them, send a new one out. But it's going to slide into the rail here. And then that goes there. And this side is going to clip like that. And then we're going to do the same thing for the bottom rail. This one, so on the top side, I was able to put the cap on like this for the slide on. This one, since I have a lip over here on the bottom, if you can see it right here, it's making it so I can't clip it in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on this way, and we're going to give that a try. Hopefully it will slip right on there. I think I'm gonna have to take just a hair off of it. We'll come back in a couple minutes to revisit this. Gotta take a little bit off. All right, we got the bottom track finally. Had to shave about another 1/8 of an inch off. So we got the top track in, we got the bottom track in, which I said again, both tracks kind of help push everything outside. After you get everything in, that's what it looks like. So as you can see, gives a lot more room, kind of looks definitely looks nicer than the glass that was there. And to pop everything back in, kind of just push, and it's gonna self-squeegee any water. That's it. There's a little bit of hiccups as far as, I would say, it's kind of about trial and error about how you can make sure that this is nice and flush. Now that the tracks do definitely help put outward pressure on it, so if you're afraid that maybe the glue on the sides are not gonna, or the sticky tape on the back is not gonna really hold it in, keep in mind that these rails are gonna, they say take a 1/4 inch off. I would probably only take about an 1/8 inch off of whatever you measure, because you do want to have outward pressure on both ends to keep these pushing against each other. Now that everything is secured, it is secured, I am going to take my silicone and just put a bead on the inside, just so I don't have any water penetrating through the outside. And also on the bottom track, I'm also going to put a bead of this as well. I think it can't hurt to go ahead and put extra protection so you don't have water dripping on your floor. It did take a little longer than I was expecting. I was thinking maybe an hour, but the prep time took a little bit longer trying to get the glue off. So I think all in all, this is about a 2-hour project. So make sure you have adequate time when you're going to do it. Shipping, so they typically say it was like 2 weeks or so. I think it took about a month for us to get ours. So keep that in mind when you're ordering this thing. But all in all, we'll do an update video after we go ahead and use it for a little while. Let you know exactly what we think about it again. All right, well, if you got any questions, put them in the comments below, and have a great day.